I'm Stephanie Carroll and welcome to my Rocket channel. Today we're going to focus on Rocket 3, the happy hour celebrated at the end of the week, typically on Friday. It's a combination of 1 and 2 series. Please join me at the top of the mat. Coming in Samasthiti, let's inhale our arms up over our head. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll chant one Om together. Inhale. Om. Let's begin with our Sun A's. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back and slowly lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog for 5 breaths. You can pedal out your feet, wag your tail. Just some easy movements, slowly warming up our bodies. Gaze forward, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, gaze up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Step in 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Stepping back with the opposite leg. Slowly lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Swaying our stance here. Hips lifting towards the sky. Heels heavy. Shoulders out of the ears. Gaze forward, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, hands up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Last Sun A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, you can step or jump back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feet together. Inhale that right leg up. 3-legged dog. Maybe bend your knee. Maybe flip your dog. Open up the hip joint with some knee rolls. One way and the other. Right foot returns. Inhale, sweeping the left leg up. Repeating what you did on the right side. Maybe it's those hip rolls. Maybe it's a flip dog. And left leg down. Gaze forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Coming into our Sun B, Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Gaze forward, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Second sun B. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop back, chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up. Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back and flow through a half vinyasa. Meet in downward facing dog. Warming up our bodies. Beginning to feel the heat that we're creating in the sun salutations. Gaze forward, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Last sun B. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Navel to spine. Gaze at your legs or towards your navel. Pressing into our hands. Gaze forward, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, let's blast off for our rocket sequence. Inhale, Utkatasana. Hold here. Interlace your fingers, palms towards the sky. Reach. Maybe sink a little lower in your chair. Coming forward for Ardha Utkatasana. Our belly rests on our thighs. Arms reaching in front of you. Like someone's pulling on you. Plant your hands, coming into our first arm balance, Bakasana. If that's not in your practice, you can do yogi squat, Malasana. If you're with me, bend your elbows, knees on the backs of the arms. Maybe you lift one foot, maybe you lift both feet. Slight gaze forward. You can step back for vinyasa or shoot it back. Meeting in downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, opening it up for Virabhadrasana B. Moving rocket speed for our Tuesday flow. Coming into Trikonasana, Utthita Trikonasana. You can peace finger your big toe, maybe hand on the shin, hand on the floor, gazing up at your left thumb. Heart is shining towards the left side of the room. Exhale, plant your left hand, pivot your hips so that they're facing the front of the room, And flat back as best as you can, like you could balance a tray on it, coming into our revolved triangle. Left hand on the inside or the outside of your right foot. Inhale, sweeping the right arm up, gazing up at that right thumb. Right hip is drawing back, slight bend in the knee. Inhale, rise up. Warrior two legs. We're coming into extended side angle. Utthita Parsva. Your forearm can rest on your thigh. Hand can be on the outside of the right foot. Sweeping that left arm overhead. Gazing at your fingertips. Right hip is drawing towards the left side. Maybe you half bind, maybe you full bind. Inhale, rising up, warrior one legs, coming into our revolved extended side angle. Inhale, arms up, exhale, twisting, hooking that left elbow on the outside of the right leg, gazing over your right shoulder. You can also bind here. And releasing hands down to mat, step the right foot back, floating through a half vinyasa. From downward facing dog, we're coming into our first pincha mayurasana, coming down onto our forearms. You can stay in dolphin position, walking your feet closer to your arms. You can do dolphin dips, coming forward, nose towards hands. You can do leg lifts, alternating the right and the left. You can come to a wall for your pincha or practice in the middle of the room. Wherever you're at in your practice today. Accepting that today might not look like it did yesterday or what it'll look like tomorrow. If your feet left the mat, slowly we'll lower them back down. Coming into child's pose for a moment of breath. Coming into downward facing dog, we'll repeat all that on the other side. Left foot steps forward, inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, opening it up to the side for Virabhadrasana B. Inhale, straightening that front leg. Maybe the back foot comes in slightly for our Utthita Trikonasana. Hand placement, same as on the right side. Gazing up at that right thumb. Slight bend in your left knee. Maybe you close your right eye. Can you still see your thumb with your left eye? Exhale, right hand comes down, squaring our hips to the front of the mat, creating that nice shelf, if you will, for a tray to balance on. And coming into our Parita Trikonasana revolved triangle. Right hand inside or outside of the left foot. Inhale, sweeping, lifting that left arm up to the sky. Gazing at your left thumb. Maybe you close your left eye. Can you still see your thumb with your right eye? Navel to spine. Exhale, releasing, coming up, warrior two legs, coming into extended side angle, Utthita Parsva. Same hand placement as the right side. Maybe you half bind, maybe you full bind. If your arm is extended, feel that energy flowing from from your fingertips all the way down to the outside of your right foot. Long line of energy flowing through us. Inhale back up, coming into warrior one legs. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, twisting, hooking that right elbow outside of the left leg. Parsva. Maybe you bind here. Gazing past the left shoulder. Plant your hands, step back, flow through a half vinyasa. From downward facing dog, we're coming into our second pinch of mayurasana. If you're comfortable with getting upside down in the middle of the room, maybe you try straddle pressing up. If not, you can absolutely return to those dolphin dips or alternate leg lifts. Those will help build your strength for your pinch practice. You can come to the wall, building that confidence for your practice. Gaze between your forearms, navel to spine. Feet flexed if you're in that straddle position. Now if your feet left the ground, let's slowly make our way back down, coming into a child's pose for a moment of breath. Coming into the downward facing dog, walk our hands back to our feet at the back of the mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Peace finger our big toes. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, folding forward for dandasana. Navel to spine. Gaze towards your navel. Inhale, halfway lift, releasing the toes, hands underneath our feet for padahastasana. Inhale, gaze forward, find length. Exhale, folding forward. Shoulders are out of the ears. Elbows drawing away from the body. Inhale, halfway lift, releasing the hands. We're going to make our way to the top of the mat. Instead of doing our San Francisco twinkle toes, let's practice some toe taps for our handstands. This will help work our core, our mula bandha engaged, giving us that feeling of what it will be like to press into handstand. So if you're with me, left foot taps left wrist, right foot. Repeat that all the way to the top of the mat. Left foot, right foot, tap, tap. Again, hands in front of you. Left, right, tap, tap, and let that go. Inhaling here, halfway lift. Let's have reverse prayer or grabbing opposite elbows and inhale all the way up. Stepping back with our right foot facing the back of the room, coming into our pyramid pose, parsva. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding over that right leg. Knees slightly bent. Gaze at your toe. Press into your palms if you're in prayer position. Inhale, rise up, pivoting to face the front of the room. Coming into the other side, check your feet placement, making sure that you're not on a tight rope here. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding over the left leg. Slight bend in that knee. Left hip is drawn back. Spine is long. Unclench your jaw. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, step your right foot to the top of the mat. Release your hands, Samasthiti. Now we're going to step out with our left leg coming into our Krasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding forward. Hands plant in line with your feet. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding forward. Crown of the head on the mat. You can stay here, or if headstand or pincha or handstands calling to you, we'll be here for a few moments of breath for you to get upside down. Or you can absolutely stay in your forward fold. If your feet left the ground, slowly make your way back down. Inhale, hands to waist. Exhale, and inhale all the way up, arms to a T. Coming into C position, we'll interlace our fingers behind our back, or hands behind our back. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands drawn away from the spine. Crown of the head to the mat. Navel to spine. Inhale, rise up, releasing. Exhale, hands to the T. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Peace finger your big toes. Inhale, gaze forward. Find length. Exhale, folding forward, D position. Pressing into the outer parts of our feet. There can be a slight bend in your knee. Elbows drawn away from the body. Inhale, gaze forward, plant your hands in line with your shoulders, coming into our rocket splits, starting with Samakhanasana, middle split, slowly walking our feet out to the edges of our mat. You can stay on your hands, or maybe you come down to your forearms. Pressing into the outer parts of our feet. Breathing here. Inhale, slowly walking our feet back in. We're going to come face the back of the room for Hanumanasana over our right foot. You can do half, you can do quarter splits, or maybe you walk your foot out, coming into full Hanumanasana. On an inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding over your right leg. Inhale back up, slowly walking the feet back together, pivoting, facing the front of the room. For Hanumanasana over that left leg, you can do quarter or half again on this side. Squaring the hips much as you can here. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding over your left leg. Inhale back up, slowly lifting up, coming to the wide edge of our mat, preparing for a seated Wide-legged forward fold, Uttanasana. From here, we're going to walk our hands out and slowly let gravity draw us closer to the mat, keeping length in our spine. If we feel ourselves starting to curl in, hang out in that position and just melt. Mula Bandha is still engaged here, finding grounding. Uddiyana Bandha engaged for lengthening our spine. And slowly walking it back in, we're going to come into a side body stretch. Our right hand underneath our right calf. Inhale that left arm up. Exhale, reaching it for the right side of the room. Maybe it grabs the foot. Maybe you just reach past your foot or reach towards your foot. Gazing up at your left arm, past it, towards the sky. Feeling that delicious side body stretch. So good. Inhale, we rise up for the other side. Left hand under left calf. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, reach that right arm to the left. Gaze past your right arm. Maybe grab onto your foot. Pull yourself closer. Or just keep reaching. Inhale, back up. We're going to come into our Mula Bandha checkups. So from here, we'll have our hands on either side of our right thigh, picking your distance, whichever is easiest for you. And you can pick up one foot, both feet, maybe you pick up no feet, maybe you just pick up your bum. But exhale, folding over that right leg. Inhale, pick it up, whatever you can. Breathing here. Exhale, releasing that. Maybe you shake out your legs, a little hip flexors. We'll do that on the other side. Hand on either side of your left leg. Exhale, forward. Inhale, pick it up, whatever you can. Both feet, no feet, one foot. Just breathe here. And release that down. Make our way through half vinyasa, meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, Samasthiti. So we'll work on a few of the Rocket 1 sequence standing poses. We'll start in tree on our right side. So pressing into our left foot. Right sole of your foot finds where it wants to go. Maybe it stays towards the ground. Maybe it's on your shin. Maybe you help it up to your thigh, but never on your knee. Find a place to focus on your drishti. Hands can be a prayer at heart center. Maybe your tree grows. And from here, we're going to come into our figure four with your right leg, slowly lowering down to figure four chair. From here, with prayer hands, exhale, twisting to your left. Hook your right tricep onto the sole, or your sole of your foot onto your right tricep. So, sole of the foot is on your right tricep. You can stay here. Maybe plant your hands and kick your left leg out to the side for grasshopper pose. Woo! Maybe not today for me. Kicking it out, gaze at your left foot. And put that back down. Slowly coming back to center. Rising all the way up. Releasing your right foot. Shake that out. Let it go. Now we'll do that on the left side. So pressing into your right foot. Left sole of your foot finds where it wants to go for your tree, for Vrikshasana. Hand placement either at heart center or maybe grow your tree, finding your drishti. And slowly our left leg comes into that figure four and we lower down into figure four chair. Exhaling, twisting towards the right, hooking your sole of your foot onto your left tricep. You can stay here or plant your hands coming into that grasshopper, kicking your right foot out to the side. Gaze at your right foot. And put that right foot back down. Slowly come back to center. Lifting up all the way and releasing your left foot. Shake that out. From here, we'll come into our Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So you can bend your right knee and grab your peace finger to big toe, or just straight leg lifted up, grab on, exhale, folding over your right leg. Inhale back up, exhale that right foot off to the right side. Maybe you gaze over your left shoulder. Left elbow is drawing back. And inhale back to center. Let go of your big toe, hands to your waist, keeping that right foot lifted. And exhale, release. We'll do that on the left side now. So right hand to our waist. Inhale, you either bend your left leg, grabbing peace fingers and big toe, or straight leg, sweep it up. And exhale, bending over, folding over that left leg. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left leg to the left side. Maybe you gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale back to center, releasing your big toe, holding your leg up. Exhale, release that. Shake it off. We'll flow, we will flow through another vinyasa. Salute the sun. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe you kick it up for a handstand to flow through, or just flow through your vinyasa, however you want to get to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, make your way to a seat. Legs long in front of us, coming into dandasana, staff pose. So legs long, feet flexed, hands by your hips, pressing into the mat, chin to chest. Let that go. grabbing peace finger, big toes for our paschimottanasana, or forward fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding over the legs. Kneecaps are lifted. Elbows drawn away from the mat. Inhale, a halfway lift. Let go of the toes. Grab onto the sides of the feet. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding over your legs. Unclench your jaw. Inhale, rise up, release the feet. We're coming into a reverse plank, purvottanasana. If that's not your practice and you want reverse table, you can bend your knees and come into that. If you're with me, hands about a foot behind you. Inhale, lifting the hips towards the sky, toes reaching towards the mat. As long as there's no pain in the neck, maybe you release your head between your shoulders. Exhale, releasing bottom back to the mat. Inhale, drawing your knees in, lift up. Maybe you swing through or step back for your vinyasa. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, make your way to the seat, legs long. We're coming into Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. So the right knee bends, sole of the right foot comes into the thigh. You can stay here in this Janushirshasana, or for half lotus, lift your foot, tuck it into that left hip crease. Your right knee turns in slightly closer to your left leg. From here you can fold over, or if you want the bind, right arm reaches around, grabbing onto the big toe. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Now, press into the ball of your foot like you're tapping on the gas pedal, just ever so slightly, keeping that left leg active. Your shoulders should be in line, not twisting open to the right. Inhale, rise up, release your foot, releasing your right leg. We're actually going to swing it around to half hero pose, Virasana. Not sitting up on our shin, it is wrapping around our bodies like this. So, Tariyan Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana, over the left leg. Inhale, right gaze up. Exhale, folding over that left leg, grabbing onto the foot, or binding around the sole of the foot. Again, tapping onto that gas pedal slightly, just so that you keep that leg active and you're not creating too much strain on your hamstring. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Come into Nirvasana. And slowly lowering down to our back. We're going to come into our first ab sequence. From here, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of our feet together. We're going to do crunches or sit-ups, butterfly sit-ups. So from here, up, 1, down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From here, Navasana again. Do some Russian twists. So tapping palms together, tap right, tap left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, and hold Nirvasana. Draw your knees in, pick it up, flow through Vinyasa. And downward facing dog, gaze forward, come seated. We'll repeat that on the other side. Left leg bends, sole of the foot on the inside of the right thigh. That Janushrashasana. Or if you have half lotus, lift your left foot, tuck it into your hip crease. If you want the bind, left hand binds around the back, grabbing onto the big toe. Exhale, folding over that right leg. Tapping onto your gas pedal. Shoulders are in line. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Coming into that half hero on the left side. Wrapping our leg around us. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding over the right leg. Grabbing onto the foot or binding around the sole of the foot. Navel to spine. Tapping on that gas pedal. Inhale, rise up, release. Coming into Nirvasana. Boat pose. From here, coming onto our forearms, feet reaching towards the ceiling. We'll do alternate leg lifts, lowering the right one first. Exhale up, left leg down, hover. Lift it up, right down, left down, right down, left down, right down, left down, right down, left down. Coming all the way to our backs, feet are still reaching towards the sky. We'll do toe taps for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rock out, hold your boat. Inhale, draw your knees in, pick it up, flow through a half vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Gaze forward, come to a seat. Coming into our Marichiasana A. Sole of your right foot, plants on the mat, heel towards your glute. Left hand on the outside of your left thigh. Inhale that right arm up. You can fold over your left leg here if you want the bind. Right arm goes around the shin, internally rotating around towards the back. Left arm internally rotates around towards the back, and your right grabs onto your left. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding over that left leg. We're still tapping into that gas pedal, keeping our left leg engaged. Shoulders are in line. Inhale, rise up, release, coming into C. Right hand plants behind you. Inhale that left arm up. Exhale, twisting. You can hook your elbow outside of your right leg, or if you want the bind, left arm internally rotates around the right shin, reaching towards your back. Right arm internally rotates around the back. Left grabs right. Gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, release. We'll come into a angle pose, Ashtavakrasana. So right leg comes on to your shoulder like a backpack, like so. You plant both of your hands. From here, Left ankle comes up and they cross. You can just get that rocking motion of coming forward, lifting your bum off the mat. Maybe from here you kick your legs out to the right side, squeeze your right bicep, gaze at your toes. From here, straighten your arms. Maybe your left leg weaves between your arms, coming into Ekapada Kunyasana. Kick it back. Meet in downward facing dog. Gaze forward, come to a seat. We'll repeat that on the left side. Left sole of the foot to the mat. Heel by glute. Right hand on the outside of right thigh, hip. Inhale, your left arm up. Exhale, you can fold over this way if you want to bind. Your left arm is internally rotating around that left shin. Right arm internally rotating around to your back. Left grabs right. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, folding over your right leg. Shoulders are in line. Engaging your leg by tapping on that gas pedal. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Coming into C, left hand behind you. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, twisting, hooking your right elbow. Staying here or binding your right arm around your left shin. Left hand internally rotates around the back. Right grabbing onto left and gazing over your left shoulder. Right leg is still engaged here. Exhale, releasing, coming back to facing forward, coming into 8 angle, Asana. Left leg coming onto our shoulder like a backpack here. Planting our hands. Again, let's get the cross down of our ankles first. Maybe we lean forward, get that rocking motion to feel comfortable with getting off of the mat. From there, if you're comfortable, kick your legs out to the left, squeezing your bicep, gazing at your toes. From here, maybe straighten your arms, and that right foot comes in between your hands for Ekapada Kunyasana. Kick it back, flow through a vinyasa, meeting downward facing dog. All right, we're moving on to our Rocket 2 sequence. So come with your feet down towards the front of the mat, coming into Parsva, noose pose. So we inhale, we have options. So hands, prayer, heart center, we're balancing on our toes. Full expression is soles of your feet on the mat. I'm not able to do that one. So from here, prayer, twisting, hooking your left tricep outside of your right leg, gazing over your right shoulder. Or the bind is on an exhale, hooking that left tricep, weaving your arms around your shins, your knees, and right hand behind your back, trying to grab onto your hands. And then gazing past your right shoulder while trying to maintain the balance. A lot going on in this pose. Releasing that. Other side, again, hands prayer position and hooking is fine. You want to bind, exhale, twisting, hooking that right tricep, weaving your arm around your shin, your knees, wherever you can get them to go. Left arm around the back. Try to find your hand and gaze over that left shoulder. And releasing that. Coming into our side crow. So from here, parsva bakasana. So we can create a shelf by bending our elbows and balancing on here with our hip and our leg, and then kicking it out to the side. Or if you want a little more with balancing on just your right arm, finding middle place on your leg, kicking your legs out to the side, maybe straighten them. Maybe you lift that top leg, coming into dandasana, stacking your legs again, and releasing that. Other side, knees to the left. So again, you can create that shelf with your hip and your leg balancing on both arms, making it slightly more accessible, kicking your legs out. Or if you want to balance on one arm, finding about the middle part of your leg, balancing on your left arm. Kick your legs out, straighten, maybe you lift that top leg, come back for mayurasana. From here, making our way through a half vinyasa, maybe kick back, up dog, downward facing dog. From here, gaze forward, coming into a seat, legs long, right leg coming into that half hero pose. We're coming into crouchasana, so grabbing onto that left foot, lifting it up, trying not to lean back into this pose, staying upright. So if that means you have to have a bend in your leg, that's perfectly fine. Grab on your foot, gaze at your toes. You want to bind around the sole of your foot. Release the hands, keep the foot lifted. Little hip flexors. Okay, plant the sole of your foot down. We're coming into bakasana, flying crow. So bending our elbows, left knee to our left tricep, leaning forward. Maybe you lift that right leg off the ground. Kick it back, half vinyasa. Other side, coming in seated. Left leg is in hero pose. Right leg is long. Lifting your right leg, grabbing onto the right foot, or binding around it. Trying not to lean back into this pose. Gazing at the toes. Shoulders are out of the ears. Release the foot, hold the foot in this position without using your hands. All right, plant your right foot, coming in bakasana on the other side. Hands plant, bend your elbows, knee to the back of the right tricep, leaning forward. Maybe your left foot comes off the ground. Shoot it back, flow through the half vinyasa, meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, let's come forward to plank and slowly lower down to our bellies, preparing for locust pose, shalabhasana, legs long, arms long by the side with the palms facing up. On an inhale, lifting your legs and your head, your chest, pressing into the tops of your hands. Slight gaze forward. Pelvis is pressing into the mat. Heart is lifting. And release down, cheek to your mat. We're going to do that one more time. You can repeat that position. Maybe interlace your hands behind your back and draw your hands away from your spine. Maybe Superman your arms straight out in front of you. Pick your path, and on an inhale, lift up. A little higher. Feet are together. Unless you have pain in your lower back, then release your feet further apart. Higher. And exhale, releasing the other cheek to the mat. And plant your hands and lift up for up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gaze forward, come to our shins. And from here, coming into hero pose, Virasana. So just like in half Virasanas that we did, legs are wrapping around us. We are not up on our shins here. So tucking our legs around. And from here, you can stay here or come back to your forearms and hang out here. You want a little more. Coming all the way down, lifting and lowering your hips can help you get to that position. From here, maybe your arms come overhead, grabbing opposite elbows for the full expression. Just chilling here in this position. Knees together as long as you don't feel any pain in your lower back. And releasing the bind if you had it. Grab onto your heels. Press your elbows and your arms into the mat to help lift you up. Coming all the way back up. Plant your hands, jump back, half vinyasa. From here, plank position, lower all the way down. We'll bend our knees, coming into bow pose, dandasana. Grab onto your ankles. Inhale, lifting, you're up. Heart shining forward, slight gaze forward. Legs drawn away. Exhale down. Inhale up, roll over to your right side for parsva dandasana. Goodness gracious, my Sanskrit's off today. Gaze up. Legs are stacked. Back to center. Inhale, pick it up. Left side. Parsva dandasana. Gaze up. Legs stacked. Drawn away from your glutes. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, pick it up. One more time. Highest time. Lift your legs higher. Exhale, release your feet. Cheek to your mat. Plant your hands. Coming in up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gaze forward, coming to our shins. We're preparing for camel pose, Uttanasana. From here, your toes can be tucked or untucked. Hands can be like they're in your pocket of your back pocket of your jeans. Your hips are drawn forward. Thighs are engaged. Slowly releasing the head back. Maybe you grab onto your heels or your ankles. Shoulders drawing forward. Again, hips are drawing forward. And slowly rising up. Our head is the last to come up, resting onto our heels. We'll repeat that one more time. Maybe you go into a deeper expression. Maybe you do a moving ustrasana with swaying side to side. Make it like a dance. You pick your path. Slowly rising up, head last to come, sitting back onto our heels. Planting our hands, stepping back, making our way through a half vinyasa. From here, gaze forward, come to a seat. And slowly lowering down to our back, preparing for our back bend. We're starting with a bridge pose. So soles of the feet on the mat, heels by the glutes, arms are long by our sides. Inhale, lifting our hips, engaging our thighs, pressing into our heels. Maybe your fingertips graze your heels or you interlace your hands behind your back, lifting your hips higher, chin to chest. Slowly exhale, release. You can repeat bridge pose 2 more times, or if wheel practice, or if wheel is in your practice, we'll do 2 of those. Hands coming by our ears, fingertips towards our shoulders, feet at 12 o'clock, hands are also at 12 o'clock. Inhale, lifting the hips, pressing into your feet and your hands. Gaze between your hands or straight out. From here, you can exhale all the way down, or maybe you just come to the crown of your head and change your hand position. Inhale, lifting back up. Slowly lowering all the way down. Knees knocked together, feet wide. You can draw your legs in, give yourself a squeeze. Releasing that lower back. From here, we're gonna rock and roll up for a standing forward fold at the top of the mat. So 3 times, rocking and rolling, massaging your spine. And plant your feet up. Gaze forward, inhale, and exhale, folding over your legs. You can ragdoll here, grabbing opposite elbows. If you want a little more, arms wrap around your calves, pulling yourself closer together. You want even more, hands weave in between your legs, grabbing onto your thigh, or not your thigh, shins, grab on your shins, not your thigh, and pull yourself even closer. Pressing into the balls of your feet. Releasing whatever grip you had, half lift. Let's kick it up for a handstand, at least 3 times. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Maybe you try your non-dominant leg. Maybe get some hang time. Slowly lowering down, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. From here, gaze forward, coming to a seat. Coming into Vrajasana. So again, right leg is in half hero. From here, bend your left knee, sole of the foot on the inside of your right thigh. You can stay here, maybe just folding over. If you were with me, lift that left foot, placing into the right hip crease. From here, your left arm internally rotates around the back, grabbing onto your big toe. Inhale that right arm up, exhale, twisting, grabbing onto that left knee. Full expression is the palm of your hand is on the mat, your fingertips are facing towards your knee, gazing over that left shoulder. Nice deep twist. Exhale, releasing the foot. Left foot comes down to the mat, releasing your right leg out. Cross it over your left leg, the sole of your right foot on the outside of your left leg. We're coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. So your right hand plants behind you. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, twisting. You can hook that elbow outside of your right leg. Maybe you bind it, weaving it in between your leg. Right arm internally rotating around and gazing over your right shoulder. The full expression of this pose is your left arm is straight, grabbing the inside of that right foot. Right arm wrapping around your back, grabbing towards your left hip crease. Gaze over your right shoulder. And exhale. We're going to do a little corkscrew to try and change the cross of our legs. So, hands plant on the left side. Lift our hips up. See that I'm not changing my feet. We're going to pivot, swivel around towards the right. Pivot, pivot. My feet are not leaving that position. Slowly lowering down to the ground. Now our right leg is on the ground and our left foot is planted on the outside of the right, and we're doing half Lord of the Fishes on the other side. Inhale, that left arm up. Exhale, hooking, twisting. From here, wait a minute, I feel like I did something wrong. I am doing something wrong. I need to twist to the other direction. My goodness. Okay, left hand behind me. Inhale that right arm up. Exhale, hooking the right elbow outside of the left. Maybe it binds and weaves in between your leg, and your left arm comes around your back, and you gaze over your left shoulder. Or the full expression is straightening that right arm, grabbing onto the inside of the left foot, gazing over the shoulder, left hand binds around, grabbing into your right hip crease. And releasing that. Coming into our Vrajasana. So our left leg is in that half hero pose. And bending our right knee, sole of the foot on the inside of the left leg. You can fold forward here, or if you want to do the full expression, lift that right foot, tuck it into the left hip crease. From here, your left or your right arm internally rotates, grabbing onto the right big toe. Inhale that left arm up. Exhale, twisting to the right, grabbing onto your knee or full expression, palm on the mat, left fingers facing your right knee, gazing over your right shoulder. Coming through Nirvasana. Draw your knees in, pick it up, flowing through, meeting in downward facing dog. From here, we'll come in to double fire log, double pigeon. So bring your right leg forward, stacking your left on top. So from here, it's our heels are in line with our knees. If there is a distance between your knee and your heel, which is totally normal, you can roll up a towel, place it under there, maybe a block. From there, inhale, find length, and exhale, folding forward over your legs. We hold a lot of tension in our hips. Feel whatever it is that you're feeling when you do these deep folds in our hip here. Inhale up. From here, I like to do a twist, prayer hands, hooking your left tricep and your left sole of your foot, gazing over your right shoulder. And releasing that. Nothing fancy here. Let's just change the cross. So left leg is on the bottom, stacking heel with knee. Again, if there's a distance, towel underneath or a block. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding over your legs. Inhale, rise up. If you want that twist, hook your tricep onto your sole of your foot. Gaze over your left shoulder. And release. Draw your knees in, pick it up, flowing through the half vinyasa. Meet in downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, we'll come into peacock pose. So from here, come down to your knees, hands twisting around so that the fingertips are facing towards you. We're gonna bend our elbows and rest onto our bellies. Us girls have a little bit more of a challenge with our girls getting in the way, but from there, just try to lean forward. Maybe your feet lead to that. And let that go. Meet in downward facing dog. From here, gaze forward, come to a seat. Legs long in front of us. Coming into another forward fold, Paschimottanasana. You can pick your variation. A is peace fingers on the big toes. B, grabbing the sides of our feet. And C is grabbing hands or wrists around the sole of our feet. Feet. Our feet. So, anyways, find your path. We're going to stay there a little longer. Inhale and exhale, folding over our legs. Elbows drawing away from the mat. Navel to spine. Unclench your jaw. Inhale, rise up, releasing whichever position you had. Draw your knees in on an inhale, pick it up. Last vinyasa. From downward facing dog, gaze forward, make your way to seat, legs long. We're coming into yoga mudra, finishing our practice. So from here, you can come into easy seated position, sukhasana, or full lotus leg. So bend your right knee, right foot into that right hip or left hip crease. From here, bend your left leg. Maybe your foot just tucks underneath that right for a half padmasana. Or lift your right or your left foot, my goodness gracious, into your hip crease of your right leg. From here, arms behind you, grabbing onto opposite elbows. Or full expression is grabbing onto your big toes. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, folding forward. Chin, nose, or forehead towards the mat. Navel to spine for that lengthening. Inhale, rising up, releasing the bind that you had. Hands coming to our knees, palms facing up, joining our thumb and our index finger together, closing our eyes or soft gaze at our third eye. Slow, deep breaths. Feeling all that good energy that we created bouncing off of our bodies. Buzzing all around us. Releasing that. For our last little bit of effort, we'll come into Utthapati with breath of fire. So our hands plant on the outside of our legs by our hips. We lift up our lower half. And for breath of fire, it's a deep inhale with rapid exhales out of our nose. So inhale, pick it up. Exhale. And release that down. Let's do 3 lion's breaths together. So deep inhale, exhale, and sticking out the tongue, staring at the third eye, and roar. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Laugh that off, let it go. Release your legs long, rolling down onto our backs. Arms are long. Finding our shavasana, a little shakes out. Releasing all the wiggles, letting our muscles relax. Deep inhale, exhale through the mouth. Our work is done. There's nothing else to do. Rest and enjoy this shavasana. Friends, I invite you to stay here in this shavasana for at least 5 to 10 more minutes. Just relaxing, and feeling the effects of our practice. Thank you for joining me today for this Rocket 3 happy hour. Namaste.